Ave Maria, everyone. Welcome back to the Roman Martyrology. This is July 15th. The memorial of the deposition of Saint Bonaventure, Bishop of Albano and Doctor of the Church, who shone in doctrine, holiness of life, and distinguished works at the service of the Church. He wisely led the Order of Minors in the spirit of St. Francis, of which he was Minister General. In his many writings, he combined a supreme erudition with an ardent piety. While he did an excellent job for the Second Ecumenical Council of Lyon, he deserved to come to the blessed vision of God. Near present-day Fiumicino, Saints Eutropio, Zosima, and Bonosa, martyrs. At Carthage in present-day Tunisia, on the so-called road of the Scilitani, in the Basilica of Faustus, deposition of Saint Felix, Bishop of Tubzak and martyr, who, having received the order from the procurator Magnilianus to burn the books of the Bible, replied that he would burn rather himself than the Holy Scriptures, and was therefore pierced with a sword by the proconsul Anulinus. Also at the same place, commemoration of Saint Catulinus, deacon and martyr, whose honor St. Augustine held a sermon to the people and other martyrs who rest in the Basilica of Faustus. At Alexandria of Egypt, the holy martyrs Philip and 10 children. On the island of Tenedos, in the Aegean, off the coast of Hellespont, Saint Abudimus, martyr. At Nisibis, in Mesopotamia, in the territory of present-day Turkey, Saint Jacob, the first bishop of this city, who participated in the Council of Nicaea and governed his flock in peace, feeding it and defending it from the onslaught of enemies of the faith. At Roermond on the Meuse in Austrasia, in the present-day Netherlands, Saint Plecelmus, bishop, who, originally from Northumbria, announced to many the riches of Christ. At Ansbach in Franconia, now in Germany, Saint Gumbert, abbot, who founded the cenobe in his villa. In Thessaly in Greece, Transitus of Saint Joseph, Bishop of Thessalonica, brother of St. Theodore Studite. At first, as a monk, he composed many hymns. As soon as he was elevated to the episcopate, he suffered many and bitter difficulties in defending ecclesiastical discipline and the veneration of sacred images, and, relegated to exile in Thessaly, he died oppressed by hunger. At Naples, Saint Attanasio, bishop, who, having suffered much at the hands of his impious nephew Sergius, was expelled from his see and passed to heaven at Veroli in the Ernici Mountains, in tribulation-ridden Lazio. At Kiev, in present-day Ukraine, Saint Vladimir, prince, who received the name of Basil at baptism and spent his energies spreading the right faith among the peoples subject to him. At Ratzburg in Alsace, now in Germany, Saint Ansverus, abbot and martyr, who was stoned with 28 other monks by the Venedi, who rose up against the preachers of the Christian faith. At Västerås in Sweden, Saint David, bishop, who, of English nationality, after becoming a Cluniac monk, left to convert the Swedes to Christ, and, as an old man, died piously in the monastery he himself founded. At Wrocław in Silesia in present-day Poland, Blessed Czeslaw, priest among the first friars of the Order of Preachers, who worked for the Kingdom of God in Silesia and other regions of Poland. At the village of Moncalieri in Piedmont, Blessed Bernard II, who, as Margrave of Baden, was killed while on his way to the east in defense of the Christian peoples after the capture of Constantinople by the enemies. Passion of the Blessed Martyrs Ignacio de Azevedo, priest, and 38 companions of the Society of Jesus, who, while heading towards the missions in Brazil on a ship called St. James, were attacked by pirates, and in hatred of the Catholic religion, pierced with sword and spear. At Campi Salentina in Puglia, St. Pompilio Maria Perotti, priest of the Order of Clerics Regular of the Pious Schools, distinguished for his austerity of life. On a prison ship anchored off Roquefort on the French coast, Blessed Michel Bernard Marchand, priest and martyr, who, during the French Revolution, taken prisoner from Rouen on a sordid ship for his priesthood, died on it of disease. At the city of Nam Dinh in Tonkin, now Vietnam, St. Pharaoh Nguyen Ba Tuan, priest and martyr, who, detained in prison for Christ, died oppressed by hunger under Emperor Minh Mang. At Paris in France, Blessed Anne-Marie Javouhet, virgin, who founded the Cluniac Congregation of the Sisters of St. Joseph for the care of the sick and the Christian formation of female youth, spreading it in mission lands. In the province of My Tho in Cochinchina, now Vietnam, Saint Andre Nguyen Kim Tong, Nam Tuan, martyr, who, as catechist, sentenced to exile after imprisonment under Emperor Tu Duc, bound with chains and charged with a beam, completed his martyrdom during the journey. At the town of Bielsk Podlaski in Poland, Blessed Antoni Becka Borowski, priest and martyr, who during the war was arrested by enemies of the faith and was shot for Christ. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Ave Maria.